Okay. Hey! Yes, yes, and yes again. Everyone, and by everyone, I mean you. This is Constant Context. The show about the show about the show about the show. About the show. Here's a quick review of the movie Her. Go watch Black Mirror episode 1, season 2. I'll be right back. Her is good if you've never seen episode 2 or 1, season 2 of Black Mirror. If you have seen it, I have. It's something that you might wish you had a remote control to fast forward through some parts. And anyway, it's a great movie because of what it's attempting to bring to a mass audience. But the bottom line, in my mind, with all these concepts, Blade Runner, Ghost in the Shell, Black Mirror, and now Her, they all have different takes on it. But Her has one thing in it that I've never heard discussed, which is the unification that matter plays in all of this. And for that, it's worth seeing. A movie to me can be justified by one good idea, one little kernel. Now, it is great, it's well performed, and you have Cameron Diaz with brown contact lenses, but in this case it's Amy Adams with, dyed hair. And so, yeah. It's worth seeing for the idea that the Samantha character brings up about atoms and matter being a common unit that all things share. And when you consider that aspect, and you take into account Ghost in the Shell, and Blade Runner, and Sentience, that, we're all united in our own sense of feeling alone. And there's something heartwarming about all things feeling a need to connect. And that's it.
Need I remind you that it's an act of treason to withhold information from me relative to this matter, regardless of how classified it is?
Same goes for you.
Whatever the Foreign Ministry's wishes, this falls within Section 9's jurisdiction. Of course, we have no objections to cooperating if we feel there's adequate cause.
Huh? Well, what is it?
It's confirmed. No doubt, it's him.
Him?
The doctor is referring to the original pattern of the ghost line that's now in the body. He's simply speaking in generic terms. The sex of the perpetrator isn't known and remains undetermined. Allow me to introduce you. This is the handiwork of the Puppet Master, infamous as the most extraordinary hacker in the history of cybercrime.
Huh?
Your people at Section 9 came...
You got feelings, pal? You fucked a washing machine and you switched it off. So what? You cry when you turn out the lights at night?
It's pathetic is what it is. Two old Blade Runners trying to grapple with metaphysics. You're gonna turn out like that guy?
I spit on metaphysics,
Across his work, too, in that ghost hacking incident involving the foreign minister's interpreter. Section 6 has been following the trail of the Puppet Master for some time now. This case was given our utmost attention. We put together a project team centered around...
When Harrison's on his piano, looking at all the photographs and wondering who these people are and what they're after, he's drinking, he's a bit drunk there. As he drinks, you go off into the unicorn, so it's a reverie.
Get it? What do they risk coming back to Earth for? That's unusual. Why? What do they want out of the Tyrell Corporation?
Well, you tell me, pal. That's what you're here for.
And that was the only reference right there to this abstract image, which is a unicorn. Because at the end of it, he comes out of his thought process. And that never occurs again till the end of the movie. Because when he comes in that apartment, he thinks Eddie's gone in there and killed her. Because they know where she is. And when they come out, there it is. Looks like the unicorn.
And it means?
He's a replicant.
Dr. Willis, they were assigned to analyze every aspect and detail of our criminal. This gave us a fix on his behavioral and code patterns. Ultimately, this enabled us to devise a strategy with which we lured his program into a designated body.
You caused the Puppet Master to dive into a cyborg, then meanwhile murdered his real body?
Yes, that sums it up. He's originally from America, so the U.S. cooperated with us in capturing him. That's why we'd like to take him back ourselves. You have no objections to this, I hope.
Just another unidentified corpse.
Hey!
You will not find a corpse, because I have never possessed a body.
Why are his sensors on? What the hell is this?
All external controls are turned off. The body's using its own power source.
I entered this body because I was unable to overcome Section 6's reactive barriers. However, what you are now witnessing is an act of my own free will. As a sentient life form, I hereby demand political asylum.
Is this a joke?
Ridiculous! It's programmed for self-preservation.
It can also be argued that DNA is nothing more than a program designed to preserve itself. Life has become more complex in the overwhelming sea of information. And life, when organized into species, relies upon genes to be its memory system. So man is an individual only because of his intangible memory. And memory cannot be defined, but it defines mankind. The advent of computers and the subsequent accumulation of incalculable data has given rise to a new system of memory and thought parallel to your own. Humanity has underestimated the consequences of computerization.
Nonsense! This babble offers no proof at all that you're a living, thinking life form.
And can you offer me proof of your existence? How can you, when neither modern science nor philosophy can explain what life is?
Who the hell is this?
Even if you do have a ghost, we don't offer freedom to criminals. It's the wrong place and time to defect.
Time has been on my side, but by acquiring a body, I am now subject to the possibility of dying. Fortunately, there is no death sentence in this country.
What is it? Artificial intelligence?
Incorrect. I am not an AI. My codename is Project 2501. I am a living, thinking entity who was created in the sea of information.
Ah. Security, we're under attack!
Chief, the Puppet Master's gone!
What in God's name are you?
Shut the defense walls now, damn it! Security, answer!
Fucking recording, Jesus Christ.